Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing part 3 of this book here and we're working on this page. And I'm going to use some more watercolor to do the puppy and the little squirrel, or not squirrel, sorry, it's a chipmunk wearing a fur collar. It says so at the beginning of the book. So I'm using the Derwent portable water brush. If you're wondering what kind this is, it comes in those little sets of the Derwent sets like this. I had the pastel set out and I put water in it, so that's the brush I'm using. And I'm using my Holbein watercolors. I have them in this set. I bought the set of 18 here and just put a dot in each one of these things, and I've mixed up this yellow here with this orange color here and came up with that color here, which is about the same color as the puppy. And then we will darken it up to make the color for the chipmunk, and I'm just putting a base coat down, so I think this will work. Try not to get too much on there. It's got a little scarf on too. We'll start down here. It's a little bright. Maybe I should put a little more yellow in there or orange in there. Going around its spots for some reason because brown spots can come out of that color. There we go. I think I need a little more orange in there, but we can also put that in with pencil. So, like I said, base coat, just to lay color down. We'll throw a little more color in there to make it okay for the chipmunk. And more red. There we go. We have little brown stripes there. And our little feecey. But we don't want to get his little collar. Gonna throw some of this color in here too to darken him up a little. There. Sorry about that. There. Okay. Then we'll let them dry. I'm going to scoot the book over there a little bit, and we're going to do her shirt too. She's kind of got a brown reddish shirt here. So we're going to go into the red. We're going to pull it out, put it down over here somewhere. And then we're going to go over here into the brown and pull that out and make a brownish color. And that basically could be it. So we're going to put that on her shirt. And I think some of her shirt shows up here. We have a bow tie or something. Looks like a tie of some sort. But it's in there somewhere. And she's got a collar here. A little color between the sleeves. And that's her hair, and this here is another tie. Something like that. Okay, she's blue jeans. So we're going to throw blue. We have a dark blue here. And I'm going to touch it up with a little bit of that brown, just to give it more of a jean appearance. And we're just going to stick it down in here, where her jeans are. Okay, and she's kneeling on one leg. Should be another foot back there. We're going to put a little blue in there so it looks like she has got 2 legs. Okay, anything else blue in here? No. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, we have stripes in her shirt, and I think I will put those in later. We can put in a little color in her hair here too, which is kind of a blackish brown. So we're going to stick some black over here and throw in some of that shirt color and make a blackish brown. That works. And we're going to lay in some of this color just where her hair goes. I'm going to get you down for this because I'm not sure where her hair goes, and I have to get a little closer to the book. And move a few things. Okay. Well, this here is strings of hair. So a couple of those that go over the shoulder. With darkness in here. Darkness back here. Some of that down in here. And she has a lot of that coming down under her arm. Then a couple of strands coming down here. Okay, we're just going to leave that alone. Maybe put a little of that shadow back here on that shoe. A little shadow over here on that shoe. What color is her sock? Her sock is green. So we'll just pick up some green that we left there for her leaves that we used. And then we're going to put a little pink in her cheek. Hopefully it'll be pink and not green. So right in here. And that is bright. Want a little water on that. we'll see how that dries. It should dry lighter. And it looks like I need a little skin color in her ear here. A little more in her hands down here. And let that dry. I have a feeling that is a little too dark, but I have white. I can lighten that up. Okay, we're going to let everything dry, and then we're going to come back with pencil. I have to finish the leaves. Oh, what color is his scarf? His scarf is the same color as her shirt, so we might as well do that. At least get that color in there. Okay, we can put a little brown down in here and the stripes. Okay, put a little darkness in his little stripes, little polka dots. And he's more or less black. Tail. And his ears. And his horns are kind of light and supposed to be sparkly. So we'll just put that color in. Okay. So we're going to let it dry, and then we'll get back. We'll finish up all the leaves here, her clothing, and her hair, puppy, chipmunk. We'll see if we can get to the background. Okay, I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, we're all dry, hopefully. And we're going to shade in the puppy and the chipmunk. So I have two colors here. The burnt ochre for the puppy and sanguine for the chipmunk. So we're just going to give them some shading here with a light touch. Top of the watercolor. Let's get a little foot there. I don't think I even painted that. Forgot the other part of that tie too. Well, when we shade it in, we'll get it. Okay, we're going to try to leave the highlights by not coloring in certain areas. his little paw. Okay, then I want this area a little darker, so I'm going to put a little more pressure on that. A little darker around that edge. A little darker in the crease here, where his tummy is. Under where his ear is and underneath his little scarf. Okay, then we're going to go up here. Dark around his ear, the back of his head. Because he's got a little white mark here, so we're just going to lightly outline that. So we know where it is and remind us not to color there. He's going to have a pink cheek too, probably a little lighter than hers. I'm going to use a pencil. Hers did get a little dark, but that's okay. Really lighten your pencil up here. Darken it down here by his neck. And make sure this gets really dark behind here. Okay, go back down, make sure we get all this shaded in. Okay. I think this comes down just a little bit further. Okay, we're going to get a cream. We do his little mouth here. Just blend that up into the other areas. Down his back, top of this leg. Get a pink, a nice light pink. What do we have here? Do I have a scratch piece of paper? That is not the color I want. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to match the puppy over on this side. Looks more orangey than that. Well, it's close. This is dark cadmium orange. And we're just going to go under his eye. Bring that out towards his ear a little. And then we'll add a little bit of, what do we have over here? A tiny bit of scarlet red in that, just lightly over it. Just to give it the look of a redder cheek. That's kind of cute. We're going to throw a little of that down in here too, just to brighten that area up and around his bottom area here. Okay, maybe a little back here. Okay, then we're going to take a little bit of brown and go in, so this is burnt sienna, down in this little area here, just to make sure it's nice and dark. Under his scarf here. Around his little dots. Just give him a little browner look. Going out to his tail. A little of that in his ear, tiny bit in his nose, and we're going to take it up his antler here, just a little bit. Then we're going to change to burnt ochre. Add a little of that in. Okay, bring in some dark walnut and some black for his ears. Just going to put a little walnut up here. Accent out that ear a little bit more. Again, down his spots, his tail. Little right in that crease. I'm going to bring the black in. Really press hard there to outline that side. We're going to darken his eye here. And his little smile. And his nose. More spots. His tail. Just a bit of a corner down in there. Okay, chipmunk time. Chipmunk is going to be done in the Sanguine. Darken this area. So again, we're just going to play with the pressure on here. When you want it dark, press harder. When you want to feather it out, just as light as you can. Always leaving a little spot. That's his little leg that you can barely see. Okay, he's got, I think they're little brown lines that come up here, so we're going to go across that. Don't want to get his collar too much. Throw a little bit of the burnt ochre in here. He's got a very small little face. We want to darken up under here, so I'm going to throw a little bit of the burnt umber under his tail here for a shadow. Okay. It's awfully cute. Just very lightly touch that. Okay, we're going to go in and I need to sharpen the point of the cream. Kind of using the cream as a blender here. And since we're so small, we need kind of a sharper point. Okay. Into his tiny little face. Separate those two lines. Blend his leg, the back of his tail. Put a little of that cream in his fur collar here. Put a little tiny blue in there, or a little blue-gray. So I'm going to bring the cool gray that we used in the pots over, and I need to sharpen it too. Sorry. And I have to do his scarf and her shirt at the same time. Okay, we're just going to bring in a little of that gray blue color. Just like that. Fluff it out a little bit. There we go. And let's see if I have my black pen out here on my desk for their eyes. And I think I put it away, so we're going to have to do those. Yeah, as soon as I find the pen. There we go. Little coloring sheet. Make sure it'll dry. Draw. Get his eye. And this little dude's eye. And his nose. We'll get his nose too. This is a Sakura glaze gel pen, and it has some dimension, and it works really nice on eyes. It just kind of makes them pop. Okay, her shirt. I did not pick a color for her shirt. The stripes look to be a reddish brown, so we need to find something in the reddish brown family. Caput mortuum is a good one. It's both red and brown. It'll work. Okay, first off we're going to put in shadows. There's a shadow under here. And there'll be a shadow around there, and then we'll just lightly bring that out. There's a shadow coming up here, so we'll get that on her shoulder. I forgot to color in this one down here. This is part of her shirt. It's the tail. So we'll darken that. We have a whole bunch of hair here. Sleeve wrinkles. I'll get all those in before we decide if I'm doing stripes on her shirt or not. And we'll get his little scarf going here too. Around his ear. I'm going to point that down a little bit more. Okay. This sleeve will be a little darker. So I'm going to pull some of that color out. Okay. Add a few more little lines in here and give it some color. So we're just lightly going over everything. Some wrinkles around the cuffs. Get our ties and stuff in here too. Collar. That's hair. Get all confused. I think that's a tie. Something in that area. Is this a shirt? I think the collar goes up this direction. Hair's kind of loose there. Okay, really want it dark in this area. Pull that up. Okay, I'm going to take in some cream here. That nice sharp point. Let's see if we want these stripes in here. What stripes does she have on that shirt? Some coming down here. There we go. Okay, then we go back in with the Caput mortuum, and on the sides of our striping that we put in on the top, we're just going to make them shine up a little more. Okay, now in between our stripes it kind of looks like it's a double stripe, so we might want to put a line through there. I'm not sure. Keep our striping and our wrinkles. So we're darken our wrinkles up. Okay. Okay, we're going to bring in a little burnt sienna. just to darken up our wrinkles, our edges. I'm going to darken those bow tie thingies up. Just going to go back in with the Caput mortuum and darken those, and then go in with the brown and get the edges. Really don't know what it's doing up there. Okay, make sure we go down our striping again. Make sure it's all where it's supposed to be. Okay. Now we're going to get another blending shadow color. I'm going to use some Van Dyke Brown. Just go around and shadow it up. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to hold the page down here. We're just using this very lightly. Call her shirt's kind of a brownish reddish color, so just lightly putting this over everybody. Okay, I'm going to bring in Prisma White here. We're just going to accentuate our wrinkles. And blend it in a little bit. Okay, we're also going to take this white in and accent these wrinkles in her apron. Bring in a little bit of Bister in here and darken up some of those. And there's a sleeve in here somewhere. It kind of comes down in here. And then the rest of that is shirt. Throw a little of that in there too. Little shadow under the arm. Around the hem. in very, very lightly using this pencil. Go up this side of the hem. Tied here, so there's a sewing line where it's all gathered, and then the tie. That up there is just going to be a big mess because I can't get it right. Oh boy. Okay, we're going to do our blue jeans. Scoot the book over a little bit. So I'm going to go in first with some Persian blue. And kind of put down our highlights. Not much is highlighted here. It's really dark. Pocket. Okay, rest of this is going to be like indigo, dark indigo, right up here into the darkest spots. Under our apron here. Going up this leg. Pretty sure that's her other shoe, so we're going to put a blue over here and make that nice and dark, and that will be her under leg. Okay, darken this quite a bit here. Sorry. Not that popular of a person, but today I guess I am. The phone keeps ringing. Something just got put on our porch, so I'm going to have to go down and get that too. But I want to finish this leg up at least. You want to put that seam in and then go out from the seam to the edges. Under here is going to be really dark because we're underneath the other leg, so we're just going to darken that up. We're going to darken this area because we're right next to the apron. And of course this is the bottom of the ground, so we want to make sure that's dark. We want to leave some lightness here, so we're just going to go very gently over all of that. This leg is dark, so we're going to put a lot of pressure on that and darken under here. Darken around here, make sure those lines show up, and then darken. Leaving a little bit of that highlight so we're not putting too much pressure on here. Want some of those wrinkles showing. Okay, then just right under here we want to go kind of at an angle. deep here, so we're going to put pressure. Try not to dry on the apron like I just did. Okay, going up, just making sure that color comes out. Okay, now we're going to get black. I'm going to take the black line from the shirt down, black line from the apron. Cover up our little boo-boo there. Want to make sure we have a line here where our pocket is, our wrinkles, our seam line, our leg, and our other leg. Okay, and then we're just going to darken those areas up with a little bit of black. Also get our eraser and take out some of the color that I got in here. Then just go back over it with the black. Didn't do a very good job getting it out of there, but we get the hint, right? I'll erase it a little later. Just go over it with some cream. We can take the cream in here too, and we're just going to buff that leg up a little bit. Bring out the highlights of the wrinkles and the stitch line. Got wrinkles in there. Just want to make them seen. A little back here, we're going to color that shoe with the cream. And there's a little bit of green in the sock, so I'm going in with earth green to give it a shadow. Throw a little in there representing a sock. Okay, and a tiny bit of a Bister here. Get the buckle on our shoe or whatever it is. Go down this side. Heel is there. Sole is there, top of shoe is here. Same with the back, get some color in there. Brought in a little bit of the Van Dyke brown. Just going to lightly go over those two areas. Go back in with the cream. Really not sure what her shoes look like, so they just look like shoes. They're covering her feet. All right. We've got these little pots up here. This one will be easy. The plant on the top. We're just going to darken some of these, and we're just going to kind of do squigglies, because that's kind of like what's there. So I'm going to squiggle in some of these colors in the dark area. A little over here. We'll go in with a lighter color and do the same thing. Why do not we pick up the right color? That was blue. This is earth green. Squiggle. Add some squiggles up at the top. And we'll find another green to pull in there. I had an olive green out here. Do the same thing. Squiggles. And then we'll get a brighter, shinier May green. And add some of that in there too. There we go. We'll throw in a tiny bit of green gold. Throw some of that out here on our wood too. Okay. Next one down. Okay. These little leaves. I need some of this May green on the tops. Give this one a brighter look. I'll add some of that in these other plants too for fun, just to bring that color over. Boom. Okay, they need to be darker, so we're gonna bring in some of the olive green. Put it on the shadowed areas. I'm going to throw in a vine here. We're just going to rub that in. Get a little of that green on this pot too, that'll look pretty. Rub that in. Okay. We got to work on her hair, which is kind of a brownish black. So we're going to go with walnut and black. If I can find walnut again. There we go. We're just going to pull down some strands here. I should sharpen this. I need a sharper point. Again, the other side is watercolor, so our hair is not going to look the same. Just keep that in mind. Nothing's really going to look the same as the other side. We're working in pencil and everything else, so. Yeah, don't get too much on her ear. Hair came down here, so make sure we get some going down there. Round her back. In with the black. I'm going to kind of go around her ear. I guess she has a piece of neck in here too, which I didn't see, so let's see what we can do about that. It's right in there. Let's try not to color that part. She's got really long hair. I'm going to have a couple of these strands come over this hand. Easier than trying to erase my little mistake. Try to keep her part here. Sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate, figure out what's going on. Okay, then we're going to go over this with a sepia, if I can find one. Dark sepia. Just going to kind of go in the darker areas, leaving the highlighted areas, and we're just kind of squiggle that line around gently. Get our part here. Okay, I guess this under her chin is part of her shirt. This area here. Looks like the shirt looks like stripes going up, and there's the piece of her neck. So I think she may have a little scarf going on like his that she has tied around her neck. So we will have to do that. Darken this area up here. The one coming over her shoulder. area here. And this area down here. This whole area here is dark. That includes around her face. Down here. Right under here. And right in this area. This is just one hot mess, isn't it? Oh boy. Is it coming up this way? We have the, then yeah, this curl gets dark too. Oh, I colored in her neck. Oh dear. It's right below her ear here. Leave that light. Oh well. I've got an eraser. It does good things. Okay, I dropped in my pencil and don't know where I put it. No, wait, that was, we're not using that one. We were using, what was I using? I thought I was using dark sepia. Yes, okay. All right, I'll go back up here, make that darker. This part of her hair is a little darker. That side and all of this over here. Okay, how about this little piece here? This gets dark too. Okay. Bring in some more of the black and darken this up a little bit more. All right, and then we're going to bring in a little white Posca, I think. I think this one back here needs to be darkened up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to throw in a few little highlights here and little stringy hairs. So we got some here. Just going to lighten those up. Got a couple back here. This area here should be lighter. That's supposed to be tucked behind her ear. This gets highlighted a little. There's a little loop here. Okay, then we go back in and darken. Darken that curl there. Okay, we're going to throw some skin color in there before I get too far. I'll just use some light flesh here. Put that in. Put some in her face too. Her ear. And then we have to get that shirt done. This is probably going to be one really, really long video. This is part of her shirt. I think this is part of her shirt too, so we have to put some stripes in that. And we're going to put a little bit of it right in here in her neck area. Just to make that look more like a part of her clothing. Okay. Gonna rub with my finger in her hair, get all that rubbed together. And if you want hold on a minute, little highlights in her hair, we can always pull out some of that just to put in a few little bits like that. And since I blended it a little bit, you might want to go back in with some of the darker colors and put a little more hair color in there. Just in a few spots. And we'll throw some wild hair in here too. Okay. It's going to take a while. Just darken up some areas. We want to see the sleeves. We want to see her non-existent clothing here because they're really blurry. Just gonna darken up some of those. There we go. I think that looks okay. I'll probably keep playing with it though. We're going to do the same thing with this pen on her eyes. She didn't have much of an eye there to look at, so we're just going to dot it in there. So it stands out. Wait for that to dry, and then we will draw in her eyelids. We'll have to give her a little bit of lip. Watercolor. We'll go in with some Venetian red on them. So there's a line here. We want to kind of go on the bottom of that line. And the top. Give her a little mouth there. Throw a little of that Venetian red in her skin too. Tiny bit of white on this pink. Line it up a little bit, and we'll put a little orange in there. The same orange we used on the puppy. There we go. Okay. Black around her eyelids. Give her some eyelashes. Whoop. Let's see what I'm picking up here. Darken up her fingers down here. A little of this flesh tone into the puppy too, and blend that out a little bit. And a scarf. Chipmunk. Okay, other than her hair looking a little stringy, I think that's about all I can do today. So we'll have to come back and finish up, well, her hair, number one, all the shadow work that goes in the back and the background. So thank you guys so much for watching it, and then we'll see you in the next part. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I really appreciate you guys watching these long videos. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye now.